Hello everyone and welcome back to another video log. I'm gonna say this now. I already apologize for not making a video and uploading it yesterday. As yesterday I was not in the mood of making a video, as I had a bit of a busy Friday after my lectures. And also these video logs are mainly to cover what I do in the said uni and not what I do outside of it, other than assignments and all that shit. Anyway. As of Friday, we were mainly doing lab work for networking and cybersecurity lecture for the entirety of the 2 hours. So nothing much in terms of actual content has been covered. So there is that. But the actual content we went over is how to use VirtualBox, or I think it's called Oracle VM VirtualBox, the actual name of the application we used to, actually use a virtual machine as it's Ubuntu or whatever. Well, yeah, we used that. And for games history, we went over arcade machines. Next week we'll be also going over arcade machines, and that's also going to be our last lecture for the semester next week as well. But anyways, as of the actual games history of the arcade machines, they were fairly popular back in the day. Go figure. That the very first iteration of a pinball machine was actually named Baffle Ball, which only had one moving part, and that is the actual spring which launches a ball. And in terms of scoring, you have to count it yourself. So, in terms of actual competing against others, you could kinda easily cheat if other people are not paying attention around you. Then, when pinball came around in like the 1940s, it got banned in New York and California for 30 years. And in the 1970s, when video games were now in circulation, is when they decided to unban it. That's a bit of a history fact. You're welcome. And that we did go over all the arcade games in the 1970s and the 1980s. Next lecture will most likely be going over the 1990s to current day, like the 2010s, to see if any innovations have happened, how arcade games are doing, and all that. And also, we did go over some controversial ones like Death Race, being controversial at the time. That the actual gameplay is you as a Grim Reaper running over pedestrians to send them to fucking hell or heaven, well, into a grave. Hence why it's controversial. Like, why would you do that? But nowadays, you can just straight up have a porn game and no one will fucking care. So there's that. And what else did we cover? I'm trying to remember now. But to be fair, we mainly just went over that. And if there was a a place with with a lot of arcade cabinets, we would have went to that if it was fairly close to our campus grounds where we actually have our lectures. If it would have been fairly close, we would have had a small field trip to there and had some fun just playing arcade games. But no, we were going over Galaxia, Galaga, Pac-Man, how they had a bit of an impact to the actual game industry in whole and the arcade industry. And mind you, the arcade and video game industry, at the think in the 1980s and 1990s, kind of, was starting to compete a little bit. As in the 1980s and 1970s and earlier, the arcade games were in most ways and in some ways better than you having your own gaming system at home. Even though it could cost you like 25 cents or 25 pence wherever you live to actually just play one round. Which in the grand scheme of things is actually fairly cheap, as you don't actually need to, pay like £200 for an actual gaming console and then pay an extra £20 for an actual game that you'll probably play for like 20 hours max. I'm not gonna do Call of Duty. So yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed. Have a nice day or night wherever you may be, and see you guys next time. Stay healthy and peace.